ministers of state you we vet ni nyina na we can show Ghanaians say obi bia ni nsa be kasika bia nya no sika obi bia ni odi nsa ka bia nya na de no ye be just kan wie ye gi ni sika nyina wie as government na apel bi papa some one bedroom self contained bia man on sawam no tra wo kakra na bia ya fine but as going forward let me chia yeah, Papa Dr. Koko, no. I'm so here like, and okay, that's why. Yes, on Facebook. So, I could high. Right. Yeah, that's why Ruby Richard. Don't know aspirants and as you aspire, say OT Regional Communication Officer of the NDC Sandobo as National Communication Team member of the NDC. This takes us to our 4 minutes to the top of the 4 PS live on your radio. I want on 92.3. I wish have a message on the 05418225106 541825106. Ivan J Innocence Yanko.
Yeah, Alaska. My miss Sanchia will be so my min take it quick detour kakra. I'm saying Nora and I who say Oko UK. Queen aja waka baby a am for cry anticipate say reasons e Ghana economy no ecoform no enche bia president Kufuor de beka ho and enya me won wase ye be kwakọ ye ba be chance here be ye na yi nso e wo ha
say former colonial
nti say ye kwaje George Floyd the ye be ye ya enya me won wase ye be boka no pi say ye Queen na ye. But Alaska, I think says where Britain or more royal institution monarchy na o have be a free banner baby or more mababedua. Normally me know your discussion ya na me make reference to your friends and that monarchy IO UK.
That's right. And
started you know me say there was a wave of barbaric inundation characterizing the whole royalty in UK. Na a blood fight, a bloody contest among siblings. And you know, yes, mammy win a transfer only pa. But those days, you know, now we know what is so obit me by you know. So it was bloody, but me said the Altimia coexisted with the parliamentary authority, and now Altimia shut themselves into modernity. The two institutions Altimia calibrated together and UK abedu UK baby. I think they almost deserve a lot of commendation because now it was very barbaric those days. Now my catcher, Mamma know your friend is Elizabeth, right?
That's right.
Yes, so Elizabeth II. So we will be as a first in war. Oh, we are now my father, my friend Henry the VIII, and I know my father, and oh yeah, no, now I'm more shed the media kunya, but now the bucket within 9 years. I'm friend Edward. Then that particular 9-year boy now want the media kunya, but oh dear kunya and check, and now after 6 years no yeah, oh yeah no. Nessa yakofa ni sister no ho na friend Mary. Nessa Mary the media kunya, but now Mary near Romani. You can see the religious your friend say contest pa Roman Catholics no and your friend say Protestants no because no mum pe Catholics na say Roman Catholic ebe this wa ha no mo do mo na come UK.
Okay.
O mo da come Pope. And you know, now they were resisting. Enti owu ye na say Mary no media kunya no politician cool idea could be some farmer no mokofa queen be on fanny jane no more man no eba sa na Mary no kosse sa or count kwa e no kwache queen jane no twa neti e no no abetena konwa no so obetena konwa so ninu na Elizabeth the first we be the second no
okay
enti ninu no ono se Protestant and Mary near Roman Catholic enti Mary wo UK nyina no otane ni nyina e be favor the Roman Catholic na pope na se for them ha significant influence within UK. Enti na amanfo air revolt especially the Protestants no enti emanachi ninua Elizabeth no abaye Elizabeth the first no ekwahye prison but netie ni se wankuno ena odi wuye na Elizabeth ne betena akonwa no so ena ono so be change niema na wo hodi nyina na meka cho se eye hostile religious contest
okay
na mua beduru se enti ono so ba na obesesa niema ni nyina called the Protestant line no and odi wuye and James the first James in the King James version no
okay
and yes or no buy James no buy no buy king or to consolidate his power no and who said Sarah Manfo adwan ko Bible no so no say offer nyansa kwame no order Protestants no na o multimi translate Bible no
okay
and ono mo te ase na ofa 47 theologians and scholars no mo trans no mo translate Bible no nyina but anam say na omo ideological differences in because Bible no na ye two na ye the bishop no kan and na ye Geneva wine no nti no differences but say be ya we no betime consolidating the power nti no o sheda say oda da omo say nyina ye ntena se ye nkama wo de enemies ye ntena se ye ntro Bible no but omo chiro no microphone esesa test bi di wurama na dua nkɔ ho but eno ene ma the authority of the king na we ni ye. So Deuteronomy chapter 17, your first verse 15. So Bible ha unya adaja kan okoda ho nyina na. A honor various limitations no place on the king's authority because omo you can no muni so we queen na we kina. Ona wo wiase supremacy bibia ya wa but those annotation omo de share that particular quotation here Deuteronomy chapter 17 verse 15 downwards come in no mu say sa king no kra nyo na Nyankopon na yo nyame bi wo baabi. Okay. So that authority no ewe ni ye but na king no nim and also sponsor King James Version Bible no it is the most popular book ever your friends have produced on the planet Earth more accessible to obia on misika shempia but no nim so no odi ho and the Bible na man for sakan obia sha se kan ye and then authority ni sha se threaten ye so it lead to a revolt UK Emma James no o ya na ba ebedi akonwa na ba Charles the First no ya chi no etwa niti. That led to the your friend say a hard man for free said this now there was a rivalry also between one or to me either parliament or your friend said the queen no enti anam sa ntokwa religious differences among for ni bia kan Bible no say king no kwasa among for si person nya sa na tie no then they abolished that particular office of the king then the power transferred to parliament. That was when your friend almost say call parliament your friend saying prime minister and this over check on date now. The first prime minister in UK started around 1701 1702 thereabout and a power shift here and after that engineer the two institutions even though power for administration and as for FLA from the royalty to parliament but they were two institutions you see atimia calibrate I walk through the paradigm mama UK abedu I think say chieftaincy institution one has no, this is what you expected from them. But they say no mu chance say the galam say. And say na ye ton the galam say. Ehim for onya kwaji V8 o man no baton krom fa ho. Na na se for no sa niam we nyina na di awu a ye di aba beduru. So I think say UK they've come far. And that hostile bloody contest, religious differences, that hostile atmosphere na and or multimedia transformer ama royalty ni enjoy stability and until mama we ultimate transfer for 70 and over years because it means because and then when they kuku hwan they kwa kokon e Roman for any protestant hwan na ekon so you see say certain arena of your friends peace and stability be na ya create enti betena so a obenyina che it's unfortunate say dey by wanyini dada but anya sa because obetena so obi ankuwa na bewu. Alaska back to your friend saying yeah corruption asema yeka. So we had the Auditor General report here. It's really embarrassing, very, very, very embarrassing. And now a killer effort of war, meaning the BI but not radio so yeah na corruption. It is like say washing your feet, wash your socks. When I say if you know wash your socks, now so bell horn, now winny socks, amount to nothing. That is what we are doing because you see. So corruption fighting you reducing it to mere rhetorics. Yeah, kasa media for kasa, and unfortunately, people who are supposed to act are not willing. Exactly. And unfortunately for us, these individuals now among the willing, are the people who are perfecting the art of stealing and real mind ball mind. So at the end of the day, say Basa yen taking hard decision against those individuals. Who is going to take that particular authority? Because that last about 3 days ago, somebody or friend say or walking us through Auditor General report from 1993 besi and day. And this sikana irana. Nobody who said it was ascending order from 92 no iya bien who e for cosros and a graph and answer a projectile movement and echo. So anti bisa say enti dede ni institutions are certain as for you na no be frame no catch them say okay the way forward ni say the Auditor General no adentina ye man prosecutorial authority na on prosecutor amamfo no me say that is not the way you can set up millions of institutions and arm all of them with prosecutorial powers, prosecutorial authorities. So states willing to prosecute it will amount to nothing.
Exactly.
Prior to Akufo-Addo's coming, we only had the AG that was armed with prosecutorial powers to go ahead with na Shraj and as a form of but almost you can for some of your money. Yeah, the special prosecutor becan home. Mebwa, yeah, the becan go and look at the quantum of money we are losing. I feel at times 5 times 6. It means that it's not just about setting up institutions, but it's about the punitive consequences I was setting up. I bet me at the 10 because my culture say because I say ye pantino obi any opportunity obi even say pope could any opportunity obi because ye nipa state all you have to do is say incentives and opportunity I bet me incentivize a man for more you take them away, and in taking them away it means that you are replacing them with harsh punitive consequences. And never money per year you may say I was adding to Europe and other places, yes, corruption but at least it is at a rate that they are able to handle it because a honor so they will make sure say it doesn't matter your status, you'll be dealt with. And that is what we need to replicate. It's not about talk, it's not about say a banana man for the radio so kasasa. The action is you taking man among for say nipa no mudo mun say bo man sikem no ya no ya punish you mo because the last time I was telling you say Donald Trump buy ya ni nipa ni nkrofo no mo buy odo ankasa na attorney Rudy Giuliani, one of the most popular politicians in the United States of America, and the popularity across the spectrum of your friends, both Democrat and your friends Republican, even though a Republican. He has been a former mayor of New York, a very, very popular person. Elections never now, you said what Pedro or Dintro. The lances of the practice here, Jeffrey Nism. Steve Bannon, one of the popular guys of Trump campaign, no, White House, your friends strategist about Trump winning elections, When the Trump has obviously war, your friends Mexico, US border, and so. For me, a binding year, no Dimrica or Resi fund, or so a fundraising. Corruption, Gigi among Fosika, he was prosecuted. At the end of the day, no, even ties with the message crown, Yakati, he was on his own. Why way on an better no ye who see other media way connecting he's isolated, and there are several individuals Paul Manafort Manafort and Roger Stone or Donald Trump for Roger Stone. He was sentenced to some 30-year imprisonment because of the same thing. Donald Trump are down for pan on and then the start here Manhattan Abrana Trump AC or no see a dying. That is Trump Tower and as a for no. Now for no much in the beginning about Trump anyway. Roger Stone as well. Trump pencil and I convicted no. But overco prison and I wouldn't Trump or pardon into one spend a day crowd prison. What I say, but what it means in this Woody Bonena, Yansha status. Yansha Omame and Yansha Papa. Yansha will influence in society. You make sure say law no. Sanctions na I apply universally obia to about 10 years. Yes, but yeah. Auditor General report by a screaming Alaska. You expect to see a baby, my boy. That's right. Me no expect to see a baby, me expect to see a baby. Now the question is when a baby no. The manner sitting at the pinnacle of power, the top echelons of power. I don't know making sure say or cracking the head. Or making sure that institutions are functional. No? That person, his office has been indicted in the report. The presidency. That's right. And it's consistent every year. The office of the presidency, indicted. And the moral conviction, if I not draw free, say, or the energy shames and prosecute wine. Because I guilty of the same. Oh. What turn from on a crab now when Sabin Kumswa? One some crophobic to upon Gomish or Mutikafu, ya from judges. They are the moral conscience of the society. People look up to them. Now, Alaska, one who say yes, society now you won't know. At least you are certain individuals, and then send it here. What's a sick no more to talk us? That's right. Option as a way judge, and as a what be muda hopa, as a war or thrown it timber. As a ya called the car way mass at a wouldn't man sabacas. Oh, Dabby, way dear, mere price of me and candy because. These are individuals as states, and I show more to the same bungalow, everything, allowances, BBA to the same, even tips on the more girlfriends in our state in the moment. It is a obi yam was over talker at a cheaper price, and then the ordinary teacher now only access to those things, What I say, right. But you're making it sure say those at the top, they are feeding fat all to the detriment of the majority of the masses. Now, from Haseno. So that is why I keep telling you, say the whole concept of power in our jurisdiction isn't about say many power from Abasro, isn't about say more from. It is about power. A man for a hover around the corridors of power just to make themselves large. And live large at the expense of the poor majority of the people. So the fight against corruption in the Alaska said, "Kasa say ya na yebe ya." And then one said, "Auditor General report," but that's why I never ban. It will be worse than this. Like said a million because quite recently we were talking about 12.8, and then I'm 17. On my name is Sika. Today we are chasing IMF. That's right. Begging them to issue statement. Whatever. Another a silly statement. What about this? A global debate. That is why I told you that is a manufactured nonsense. You see, they should not meddle in our internal politics because we are not idiots. We know near media. What
about earlier report on indictment? Because we have it, the same IMF.
I don't make us say this whole thing is politics. It's a charade. You see, the government has lost popularity. Ghana they are disconnected from Ghanaians because of unpopular decisions of taking. Okay. So the IMF comments, they were just ushered to come and say this at least you back pay some public sentiment and it's unfortunate because I don't need IMF to come and tell me why Ghana is in a sad state. Now say Ghana economy say a COVID new year. Me sure say you for COVID omode boss kokata almost COVID ni bi anko. And now Ukraine Russia war na anko. Countries are money Russia and Ukraine engaging massively in terms of trade. From North Africa, none of them call IMF say or call for bailout. People go for support, but not bailout. Bailout, nature say you what throw hands in air. So your majesty, that is the point we are. So Alaska, it is not politics. So sikana ayirani na ya dia say yetimi a garden na kasikana ka okrom ha. Menya sure say nka will be chasing IMF for huge sums of money. But sikana ayirano, enya ordinary person nefa o, enya teacher ni nefa obekom no. That those are the your friends echelons of power. Omuna yesa. And this a for Auditor General report na say we descended down. No, now institutions at the lower level, departments, individuals, what is their motivation? Exactly. So it's a rush hour. The whole thing is a rush hour. I'm for a real so what do? You need to replicate same because about shape name them when you're prosecuting. And very, very interestingly, this Akua Mwa your friend is saying Auditor General. I think that the power to surcharge, is something that I will be earning. But no way, no, no, yes, say, or castle will be far, they be amro. One surcharge you be maybe don't believe the no cocoya, your no sophomore for Konya Crone associate and can't an man call you no mocofana buy, no. I know they know on the end and say, oh, be better Pontius Pilate, many my home and self who made a bremo de umbe ammonia. That is what he's doing in Alaska. Me say we cannot move on as a country until say about say yeah, doing as a mind. Apart from the punitive sanctions, over the years, you who say official as Auditor General the report about a kafu do nyan sabia nim say afibia be share radio so now you discuss it. So as a man you doing I doing way team no. What are we doing? Alaska, you don't wait for the 1 year. Within institutions, no mechanism man would you go kwamu say by your betimi a check corruption and some of these your first unwitty discretion being exercised at the local level in the department and as a forum. Yes, misappropriation, misapplication, financial malfeasances, and a whole lot of stuff. And of course, within what are we doing when
and stolen?
Stolen. We have your friends saying realign your friends saying misapplication priorities are realign a whole lot of things. When we have internal auditors embedded within all these institutions, so they feed from the taxpayers' money. So the question is, what are they doing? And so external auditors ever to find out all these things. Within can they take corrective measures to ensure this money is not go down the drain? But Alaska is the whole reasons in there one. Ghana no onima me ne papa.
Ghana ni mami.
Dabi.
Enti obi ya na yakade.
Obia onima me ne papa. Enti no politics no be wurama is a rush hour. We are na fa ye. Ko Ghana ni mami ne papa. And unfortunately, because of this dirty politics, we have lost our sense of conviction, morality, everything is gone. That is why I told you, sir, this particular country where there is no single moral fiber to hang on as a country, the entire moral foundation of this particular country is shattered. And we've all become loose cannons, depending on where the person stands across the political divide. Exactly. That is when say opposition a campaign message, your power, way mind. That has become the order of the day. But you better who say, as a society, there are certain things we must not enlist our support for. But yeah, there yam fa ya ban na wo so no there. So we are no we and ye nya bi ni kura na edam sesabi. Yam fa ya dwen nya adwuma na nyansa nya adwuma na politics na ye share and mere emotions into Alaska best support or mine bokra yam fa ho. Is the reason why we are here. So people who are stealing are emboldened, and nobody is taking corrective measures to ensure say the amount of money going down the drain on a yearly basis, So oko hospitals now also at hospital paying.
That's right.
Go and look at the state. Me passion and the inspiration I draw when I'm talking about all these things is because of the things that I have seen working at the hospital. Alaska, one man in his worst state, go to the hospital. If you want to see man in his worst state, go to the hospital. It doesn't matter whether you are rich or now dying 40 million or easily gone. The day you fall out of that hospital, nobody will know. And these are individuals we have dealt with for a very long time. So Alaska, time has come for us to rescue this particular country. Say, unim eda wo de beba. Obetime sikani kasia bawu utu kwan akotamale kwan so ba bi accident na ukokonya e bia hospital omodo beko no obeko na nurse ni ho saada no na behu se san nsem na yeka no enye nsem na yeka situation bi beba awuhia care obeko no yese oxygen ni ho and now to several individuals because omuye ahia fo nti obi anka omasem amom by da beto a wutwam ba bi asem besi a wo so yese uhia oxygen ye beko yese oxygen ni ho uhia blood yese blood ni ho no saada no na se opportunity but we don't want to get there. It is time say you never say kwanya e for so ya bo mind because me nya sure say esenka dey to kwan kwa man no say ekopesika. Looking at the amount of money, me never to make catch osika ya ayira okuro for 2017 to today is over 60 billion Ghana cedis. Over 60 billion 10 and on fabra US dollars. You know amount of money we are losing in this particular country, Alaska. So enya agro na yedi asika we nyina ko in the face of bosia yabo na nasefo nyina, and nobody is taking any earnest measures to ensure say you betimi stabilize it. Your face on minor air bleeding, Ghana is hemorrhaging. Moje tuno na anam so oni ma mentiro bia nya na den say or the ade taro so judges say so mo boy me dey taro so wia. Because judges have been cited for corruption in a number of cases. And America just said the moral conscience of this particular society is broken. Or can or mind be the judges a majority now is perceived to be corrupt. Alaska is very dangerous. Because my just said the actual corruption in the judiciary, isn't as dangerous as the general perception that judges are corrupt. Exactly. Yes, the actual corruption in the judiciary isn't as dangerous as the perception, the general perception that majority of the judges are corrupt. Alaska is very, very dangerous. But that is the principle you are standing. That is the point. Nobody seems to care. Nobody is calling for reforms. Nobody is calling for anything because auditor general report by annual festival celebrity and annual senseless festival every day. Be a baby time celebrity. Kasani it's a festival. Corrective measures ben ayeteki. Can't we come out? Can't we usher ourselves into a discussion, stakeholder engagement plans? Ben edi go akwam say going forward, auditor general report emma biem emmeto yan amaye discuss say Alaska ko wiasika na se minu ye kofasika. No, you are going to stop it. Your friend saying right at the department, right at the distance, but to ensure that you need to put in place punitive consequences that are so biting and scaring enough to the extent say nipa to obesua bibi quite recently na me catch obi say yenya obi man be di president onya ye ha kurase president yo president mu president okogina so na ohwe capital city of South Korea na we say yes who the president was South Korea and who the president because so it's a beautiful city Alaska. Omo president ankasa obedi akonya 2013 to somewhere 2016 your friend Park Jin-hoo maame no ye citing for corruption ye jailing for 30 good years or apply say your friend say on tiasie no yete so man 20 years president o the president had to resign and go to jail okodam kakra ne pardon no anya hwe wakodam you've been convicted.
That's right.
What I say is scary enough okorinyo no kwa na call director of national intelligence, 3 of them directors, they follow her to prison. The hair appellant to Samsung group of company make catch us say Yafane J Mr. Lee ne papa na oni Samsung onya stroke 2014 okoda prison no or na my bribe amam for sebe ya o may ni CEO ntentem enti ma mena Jihu Park na make president no one no ne di sa adwuma no ye jailing for 30 months okodam for 210 days in prison and you releasing on parole ona oye way. So these are prominent people in society who are facing jail, facing consequences. And as for Alaska, hear me about to answer. I can suppose I go prison. What are we here? Abansi kato from my own fanko. Now yeti has a obi area at the office of the president. Then kaso say live an exemplary life, high moral standard. Na say for no. He's living a reckless, irresponsible life. That is what he's doing. Until the estate is naked, the estate is bleeding. Nobody is taking care of the estate. Until judge in the area has some for and a minister in the area has some for. And this offer the auditor general report now. A ridiculous bia, just a deal bia hofel. Top to down. A deal bia hofel. We opposition or power. We your hino. We your a deal bia hofel. Because if you want to state and restate your relevance and importance, the question is, what is your contribution to your country? Country near country by country. I know your friends said the forebearer in your friends said in the fight for your friends independence. Yes, in the sub-region, how first country we set the stage. Yes, set the pace, and then we set the stage. Yes, set the stage. You know, it was rolling after 10 years. Now we've been able to help other 31 countries in the sub-region to gain independence. That is Ghana for you. Yes. We were the torch bearers, democratic principle, values. In as for a year, Juma, every day the economy was booming to the extent that even people were. Ghana signed a memorandum of understanding with Nigeria. Say, yeah, the nipa over 1 million air bag Ghana more by year job because Numa Bu has say. Those then become was build them factories. He was doing a lot of things across. But we deem say we now find ourselves in the civilization era. Look at what is going on. Ghana is wrecked. The ship, no, you're wrecking, no. I could for the buy on the amount for creating employment, you know, it's rather creating unemployment. Banking sector, no way you know, amount for coffee. Oh, you won't see a creative, no, you go amount for Juma, just a reckless decision, senseless executive decision, episode series. I can say, never na a question, I can say reality show. We see into Nyada Junko and Radian because that is what is going on. The whole government is like a shit show and and nobody seems to care much. So Alaska, the moral society, the moral foundation of this particular, and unfortunately, I saw for him for him for us and commons and support at this desperate hour. And look at them. As of for see cathedral at this particular time. Mr. Alaska said Ghana for a declare day of mourning, day of independence, you know. I see you know the quarters near this because minor minute. Because say o minor atoba has amreno, my catchers are sincere and who answer for.
That's right.
And this critical moment in Anka, Yanka said the political enterprise na failure, no. This is why the moral estate or come in. As of for ne ahim for basara to abide no. Exactly. As of one advocates a Yensi Cathedral at this crucial time, at the time the country is sinking, and now they are telling the poor folks in Ghana has a omunya contribution. We say people are sick in this particular country, and until say a bit to me are breaking away the barriers and the chains of this particular thing in Alaska, we will never advance as a country. And it is in that light that Menone Obia you're taking over the various platforms because say you need to the traditional media. That's why we will never get anywhere because try to enlighten the people. No, they want to reinstate the old order because benefit what I say. A group of you that's also new for so be a sacrifice. So my culture said, oh media num now behave as a dogger. Yeah, the least special con near the one nama a do festival and near sacrifice. Once you sacrifice, you near back where say you find a way on there too.
Justice
Yes. So if you continue to back and guard the rotten estate like a dog on the leash. Oba back sa emre dura. You sacrifice for the ultimate festival, and that is what has happened to him. So it's a lesson to everybody.
Right, live on the radio, I'm on 92.3. Aha, and Ghana, Kasana Ghana. This takes us to 24 minutes into 4 p.m. Mami Kai, and I say, Mami, and Chamu LPS Bakumi Rubina, for NCA, the end to us, Namarubi, and Kunamami Kura. Quick Credit Investment Microcredit Limited. See, and Kanchira was said, on my bossu at the Sabuasono, now so, baby, I make us a bossu, Yabu also, now so. Nadi aya ketekete enti yambusu ya no so no ba hunsi wono esua so no adwen fasika bra na se bra na bedi busu ya eso na so hunsi wono aya ketekete so no adwen oso no yes oso na so adwen e da ni tim no sha sa so ni yensika no eso hunsi wono ati so no bra bedi oso no busu ya na tua no ketewa ne nyina ne se fa Ghana card bra na yemfasa busu infama ba ma akonya no afra 0302 2003 90 0596 920833 kaisa yendiga ewa be fotintan kase so ka ho se interest no bi fa so yakwanda no wa chenche na Bank of Ghana ma etumi dikrata se wo yema busu na nso enhihye kakra wo ho Halidu ran na buta na yedidi djuma mesi bra akoyala soap no eboa ema etumi hwe wo shebre mesi gba ma bi wo ho a ni wo wadi ring ba ye ne wo ho ono agasa ni dia oba no so begya ni dia na dia ma no because ni ho afno oba ni nyina ne se sunsun bi ni edi ni nya sunsun bi edi na wu ne ma nkoyi o ye oba wo school ya kokko kama wo ye kukuru o hye na nwa saa nanso ni aka nyina ne se to me ana say favor ni ho momodi so benya akoyala so fa bi dare mesi mema no o metu egusu saa na wa waka next saa I say crazy doctor say next come momodi nsa akoyala so ne bebu afrefre na bibia so ka ku ka say akoyala so pa o say afrefre juma afrefre good luck afrefre ma afrefre warepa akoyala so pa na dia jeso 0243409862 0243409862 and 0540670646 and 0201223717. Professor Halidu Sabo or see a country of so wa crabo air crancer and put them on or ABC hair relaxer a draw papa beer yadika team nabusia. Mesi tinwi papa de wunya oba wo tinwi ana ye wani onya mko trosam no krati ese oba bomodin se oba mobedi wo tinwi ndi enu nti ese bomodin se oba ya ketisi because wakata hu esie ABC relaxer ye American Beauty Care Hair Formula ya design kama ebo ama wo tinwi ni tija mesi me dia me di beje wo ho so yo ba papa ani wo tinwi enya tinwi ye sha me no go tinwi a chesa katie si so bomodin so bi du tinwi ni na nyama so ye kama e di amount me so bi woni e di afetu ni timpe na tinwi na dani mutia ni nyina ni se ni tihu nyina tumi ya kwabo se kokosechi ebusuya nya ABC hair relaxer na ebeboa wo pa bomodin so be ko leading shops e work Ghana cosmetic shops any supermarket nationwide feel good cause with ABC you'll be all they see and bomodin senior man so be kama egama kiwusi kachako tupeni kaki tupes apostle Samara Company Limited ediaba kiwusi na weni munda FDA jobs asha se eje awuta 92.3 aha na Ghana kasa na Ghana ti now NCA SIM card registration punitive measures and its impact on Ghana's digital economy and Ivan yesi yecha e-levy nanso ya block yen sim yesi ene Oya ko bia na aban no e wo talk time tax sika oji ya block yen sim extra wusu akufu baboti betense aye 30th of this month say and no want to me register with SIMA let us say take off and then on the 9th and then on the 8th just say yes yasi just say you bisa say ya kwaya na ye buy
Alaska ya nkra no ho na me suro pane pa pane na ya wo no nti omo ba nse yellow fever na omo ba nti omo ba pane na madwane enti ebia wo ma me koso me nsa no de me aba na ka kire me say oh yare bia ba aban pese bo be yare enti na aban de mpane na base yamfa wo nti kokko why akasa aban nim nyansa me say oh okay na me nti ya nkra nyina ne nim say aban bia nim nyansa bi compare ne nkru for be yare ba ye nyini ne yahu say sa aban bi wo ha onim nyansa kete what am I saying? Yes. Nti me nyini nyina no say oh aban de exercise discretion Alaska nyansa wom sign na ne yahu say sa aban bi nim nyansa kete ya Friday be physical display of bravado chase kata na patapa se manyansa nim sa dwumade ni na yedi Alaska. We are living in a very civilized dispensation era aba bia bedru no ye ni military era but idea bia problem bia bia ya the dialogue your friend saying you build consensus and now say you your father be concession obi jitum na obi give sa na e build your mind jojo sa and the problem it doesn't matter say US for some ko bombe Iraq say Iraq for some ko yo e be e shiri bejo ni nyina ye de ano na ka so as a ban first or power your ability to engage people sabia obetimi convince omo ana say obetimi build their common grounds ne kodru ba bi na say metratin wanyesi ameyo sei na tumu say nyansa nyina sabe come culture say whenever you are dealing with human individuals na say the ability to your friend say display wit in intellect that is when they resort to emotions they become aggressive and they begin threatening people. It's a picture skill description of what is happening.
That's right.
So adwe friend adwe nyansa asa enti dia duru no patapa ne we mo yedan but san nkurase sem we nyina no you may have a genuine reason why you want Ghanaians to register their SIM card, but the basic question is the agency, the institution that is issuing the card is under you.
That's right.
And there are evidence abound pointing to the fact the majority of Ghanaians don't have their card, and there are even card to do any operation you're invalid. You verify and verify. So it means that there is a problem systemic through no fault of anybody. So what is this Harry trying to say when he say amayo say na patapa? Is it because you never binom akos sign contract ya kwatika bia free no baby entino ya nya ya cat beka baby enti ya prioritize individual gains over the collective good of majority of the people in this particular country, and these people are politicians yet ho nipa de sedi ne kodi line to abama no and make us say going forward no wo to you should know who you are voting for, because the most dangerous thing say I'm in a fool with power. Alaska is the most dangerous thing you can ever about team. So many power with political power. Alaska or Babatana so only Nansa, only Ghana card or Bacatro say, Baby, I register SIM card, I could pay me for 1 year, me cow SIM card. Nipa only Nansa, that is the way they behave, and that is exactly what this government is doing. Because same way, Oko kindergarten now called Baba and Korano, now explaining the same way, and Korano Crabacatros a winning Nansa. Oko fiona ko fro papa no mama na o ma wo discuss we won baka chesa ansem ni nyansa nim, because I dey say available Ghana card ni available bia obi na say omo so omo register, you have every legitimate whatever to apply punitive sanctions. But the good question niama fu we nyina e ko so obi amia na no, that is a bad thing. Enti ahemfo no omo so omo de niama bobo mu tini na say for ntino are they not going to talk for this particular country? Omo say ahemfo nya politics. When I catch it Alaska, I have for any partisan politics. But politics, what is politics? Politics is national resources and how I allocate you can have someone for Canada. That is politics. And when the politics are our Flaster house, I say you two are buying for no. Alaska, it's hypocrisy, which is staggering. And then they queen you and baby and near Melka Nipa friend Nipa Kenyans as so much because I can't just say the political estate no failure. That's a nyansa. The moral estate must come in, the traditional estate must come in, try to speak sense and wisdom to wielders of power say no, baby a society no especially at this particular time I say your way your pesika and you levy aba. You levy no people need SIM card to do operation. You are trying to entice people to do more momo. At the same time, you are applying sanctions. That is the question, Alaska. Now, it was a wrong position. Now, I buying exercise emotional discretions. I as a patapa. Nipa ni bejono bakasa. The last time I saw you be how address it. Nipa, look at the tantrums, the posture, kind of the tone, kind of personal conduct. I said, say, or more of an president. What you plot? I said, more brand of I plot a man. No, in Temu, ultimate, Odima got my one Temu, you know. No, of an man plot or murder. That is the point, Alaska. That is what they are doing. In the Okasa and Konda, no, the real officer, they are talking to intellectuals, people who subject every single word that come out of their mouth to intellectual scrutiny and begin to ask, now they were but these are people, they don't care much. So, see, I'm not say. There are man for musical banks or Muntimin Conquaji because yes, so many Ghana card.
That's right.
Ghana card, and you so on you say, oh, we don't found call or Nibi. A man for a delay mu airco. And what is the rush? What is the haste? Segana card, Nyan Mrea, Yankopon Bana. Someone of some pay heavy uncle.
I'm not cutting.
Okay.
One of the banks, Mimbo Bank.
Okay.
After we do Misua, John, Nest, after me, could say, what is going on? Or see Ghana card. I say, Midi
Misika, but what Mr. Ghana card? No.
It's also a criticism, but no sick manager.
Alaska.
You were all manager almost sorting me out. So what about the rest?
Yeah, on sort your mouth.
It will be and me home up baby on also giddy on
Alaska. That is the problem. And you see, that is what I'm telling you. So people have again lost trust in our judicial institution because somebody ought to have taken the particular issue to court to say before. So Obiang and I just saw they call.
A plus. As you Attorney General and
because you know because some card no kwana you go by law in as for now engagement ayene telecos ni no they say you kwa register me sim card na by force na wanya me lose na as for na contractual way na no more engage you can't truncate or terminate it at any point in time say me registration Alaska on mine ye more mine to say sebi Woti wuram baby a wona waware sabi e ma be tena o mo instructions when we are mabo we are pamo me say yenye sa ukote o store baby na to na do workers guma. That is why you can say you cross sem no be but when you are handling a country like Ghana nipa wo mi sabi mpanimfo wom ahemfo wom enkura wom asofo wom na sabi me na Alaska ete na ye ni hwe nti na wo mu ye a ye ni amanfo mabobra ho ndi wo mu omo otumfo no mu ho Omo bia and obia so kana no atum and nkrofo edin sem Alaska de hu ni say niema na ekose ya no amanfo ejemene ebe me amanfo but that is the point ya nhwe ya we may end up losing this beautiful thing that we've built right. What has here and that is the point we must not get there but consistently certain like narrow-minded, twisted-mind individuals be omonya power as a power na from one omunhu do omode ye no consistently they are pushing us to the edge na ya hwe ne serepo a ye nyina ye be we dokono kwa
me na say live on the radio I'm talking 92.3 aha and Ghana kasa na pepe me amansa ne dom nyina eti Ivan Chey Innocent a researcher and social activist. I know, and I would say in Kano. And this takes us to about 22 minutes to the top of the hour. Mami fufa a good crack was in my meba hope of Oti Bruni. I will have a basis here.
And Oti Van Becker.
Oti Van Becker.
I know come down.
Me
Just